Hey folks, it's Arthur. Well, only strangers call me that. My friends, my family, they call me Archie, so please call me Archie. This podcast is sponsored by you. If you have a more personal situation you want me to give my in-depth commentary on, send me an email at askarchiedating@gmail.com. I'm thankful for all these donations that keep the channel running. So I had a client recently. He reached out to me and told me about a situation that was happening with him and his ex-girlfriend. They've been broken up for about a year now. And he's still not really over this situation, right? One of the things that has been creeping up in his new relationships, right? He's dating around, and one of the things that creeps up in his new relationships is why this old relationship didn't work out, right? And it kind of got us talking about the point of why did she break up with him? Why do people break up in the first place? What was her reasoning for breaking up with him, right? And so this is a really good question. I think it's important to take a look at our previous relationships, things that you've been through, and take these as learning experiences, being able to understand these relationships and grow from them, right? And so, my client, my buddy, he writes me, he calls me, and this is a common theme for him. He's wondering, why did this happen, right? So it got me thinking about this, and I wanted to answer it with you guys here today. I think one of the big things that we have to look at is vision. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself going? And I think this goes into a lot of the reasons why people will break up with someone. People will say things like, I'm sure this has happened to some of us, right? People will say things like, hey, I don't see this working out. Crazy, they will say, I don't see this working out. What are they really telling us when they say, I don't see it working out? I don't see us together anymore. They're telling us about their vision, right? If we asked them, what do you see happening? What is your vision for the future? Can you describe to me what you see for yourself, right? Do I fit in this picture with you? Once we ask questions like this, maybe we'll be able to understand these, ex-partners before, right? Because yeah, there are a lot of manipulative people out there, and there are people that are trying to do harm and things like that, and, are not such good partners. But there are other people who are good partners, and you have a good relationship with, and then all of a sudden they end and they leave you with this question of, am I crazy? Why did this happen? Am I dealing with, you go down this rabbit hole of like, am I dealing with a narcissist? Am I dealing with a person with mental health or, these other issues? When a lot of the times we can just take a look at what they're saying, right? And we can ask them, what do you see for your future? Do I fit in this future with you, right? A lot of times a girl or a guy, works both ways, will look into the future, will see themselves going to college. I get letters from kids in high school, and they're like, my girlfriend, she told me that she loved me. We were planning on being together in the future. And now, she says that she's going off to college and we have to break up, right? And so the question is, what does she see in her future? What is happening in her future? And does she see this working out? She probably, if you ask this person, they probably will tell you, yeah, I see myself partying. I see myself dating other people. I see myself having a more independent experience, right? And if you're an older generation, right? If you're not in your 20s and you're in your 30s, then you ask the person, what do you see for your future? And maybe they see a different kind of partner. Maybe they see themselves taking a different turn in their life, right? And so a lot of times we ask ourselves, why didn't it work out? Was it my fault? Was it this? And the truth is, they just didn't see it happening. It's not so much because of who you are, how you treat the person. That definitely has something to do with it. But what do they see in their future? I hope we ask each other that question as well, right? When we're with our partner, what do we see in the future? For example, if you're with a person and this person is disrespecting you, they're being a bit rude to you, and you feel a certain way negatively when you're around them, right? Do you see, this piles up. Do you see yourself with this person in the future for many years? Do you see yourself feeling this negativity for many years in the future? And many times people will go through this thought process, will do this experiment to see, yeah, okay, write this down. What do I see in the future? And they're unhappy. with the future in front of them. And so they decide to change course, change direction, change path, and they see a different future for them, right? And so, yeah, the purpose of this is to help us understand, what are people going through when they're doing a breakup? What is their mentality? How should I look at the situation? Should I, I have so many clients that when they're evaluating their previous relationships, the things that they're asking me, they're like, is this person a narcissist? This is the biggest one that I get. What kind of personality traits do they have? They have a psychotic mother and things like that. When, yeah, that does play a part into it, but usually the answer is so much more simple than that. It's, what do they see in their future? Are you in their future, right? And we should ask that to ourselves as well, right? Is this person in our future? Let's say that you were planning on getting back with your ex, right? You said, oh yeah, I love her so much, I want to get back with her, right? What would it look like to be back together with her? Would she respect you? Would she treat you right? Would you have a loving relationship? Would you be always begging for her? Take a look into your own future and ask yourself, what does my future look like? At the end of the day, remember, you are enough. You're going to be okay. Thank you.